All right, we're live.
Hello, welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, After Hours episode 515.5. I'm Otto. Tonight I'm joined with Deny, Defend, Oppose. What's up, Jared?
What up, y'all?
And No to 300, Mr. Alex Bot, 4,627,000.
8675309. Yes, here. Good to see you guys.
And we were just talking about the ocean-based Babs. What's up, man? What's going on?
I'm out at sea. I'm out at
How are the
sea
high
right
seas?
now. I'm on the high seas, international waters. It's probably not even international waters. So we're not that far from Miami.
Where are the low seas? That's what
a
I
good
want to know.
question. Yeah.
I don't know either. That's a good.
I think
good
the
point.
high seas is where like a pirate operates. You know, like
Anywhere a pirate is.
So you haven't crossed any state lines, then, have you?
well, I crossed into Mexico and then I crossed into Bahamas slave camps. So both places were very cool. Although there was really no checkpoint of any kind or immigration control or any significant searches or anything like that.
Oh.
So
That's
Nice.
a win-win.
yeah,
That's awesome.
everybody here is super awesome. So we're on this cruise ship that Josie got for me for my birthday. So it's been super fun. We've been just partying all week, eating.
How's the
It's like,
food?
basically it's like all these restaurants on the boat. The food has been pretty darn good, but you have to
Okay.
find the good food. There's like restaurants that get the good food, and then there's like the general food, which is, well, it's kind of like cafeteria food, or like school lunch food. But there's
Hospital food.
fresh bakery on board. They're making this stuff. There's Italian restaurant. They make their own pasta, steakhouse, like Korean barbecue, like all these different restaurants. And in
Ooh.
the restaurants themselves, they're pretty good.
Okay.
But so I didn't really know, if it was the kind of entertainment that would be for me. But I mean, it's just really easy, and it's totally gay. So if you're gay, definitely do it.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
like everybody's gay, and
You're on a
having a
gay
great
cruise?
time.
You're on
yeah,
a gay
they
boat?
they love it.
Well,
I mean, is it easier than like a... I mean, when you say
I
it's
didn't know what to
easy... No, but when you say it's easy, though, do you mean like have you ever been on an all-inclusive resort?
I've never been.
I have, and
Because like
this
that,
is
yeah.
kind of like that, but like the all-inclusive resort I went to in Jamaica was just lame, right?
Mm.
Like where it was just like
Really?
all about limiting you to resources and things like here, like you have to make reservations at the restaurant, but if they're full, they'll just put you on the waiting list and then you get in anyway. So we would go to we'd have like two dinners, like, and then
Wow,
you
two dinners.
order whatever you want. All entrees. Nobody cares.
I just call that dinner.
That's like Otto's daily bread.
Yeah.
First brunch, second brunch.
All right, you're going to audio only now, Babs.
I'm sure it varies on. I think it's on where you're on or what line. This one is Virgin Voyages or something. I don't know.
The only thing I've heard is like
Hanson's.
don't go on Carnival unless you just want to be like
yeah.
just fucking partying the whole time, just like
Yeah, I've heard that.
ghetto ass partying like the whole time.
Well, the other thing
yeah.
is, too, is don't leave. Like, if you do carnival, this was like a topic of discussion of, I think it was during the Ravens game last week or 2 weeks ago with like
Yeah.
Jared's friends, and they were like, yeah, if you go from if you take carnival, like obviously don't leave from New York or Baltimore because it's just going to be basically like
Hood
ghetto
rats.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people from that. Yeah, so you got to go to like fly to where you're leaving, and it's probably going to be better. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm just like cruises. Like I mean, I've done the all inclusive. And I kind of like that to a point. I get what Babs is saying.
I
like,
liked it.
yeah, Dominican, like the restaurants were great. The normal food, like where they just serve breakfast and lunch, I was like, eh.
Oh, really?
was okay, but it was.
I felt the
yeah, there was-
opposite about Jamaica. Like
dude.
the
Jamaica was
breakfast,
awesome.
the breakfast buffet was like fucking incredible. Like
Yeah,
they had a bunch of awesome shit, and then the restaurants were like, so. Like the Jamaican place was good, but then they had like other random shit like Italian, and it was like, like
yeah. I felt the opposite. Like the food like at the normal buffet, like at in Jamaica, was like bomb because it was
Yeah.
just like all like Jamaican cuisine.
Mm.
But then like you go to this other like you go to like the restaurants, it's like ooh Asian fusion. It's like yo,
right,
get-
exactly.
let me get down on that like jerk chicken and oxtail. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and like
I don't need
all
this.
the
I don't
fruit.
need to go to
I don't need
Jamaica
all
to
this.
eat Italian food, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, fuck all that.
like they don't know how to make pasta in Jamaica, man.
Yeah, like, oh my god, stick to what you know.
Yeah. But aside from that, it was like, you know, unlimited alcohol. You know, nice pool, nice beach, and then you could go out on excursions and shit. We had like a butler and shit. It was awesome.
Oh man,
Yeah.
baller.
Apparently that's where you can get your drugs from. Is the butler.
Yeah. Well, I just got it from another. I met some other group that was just
in
hanging out there,
Jamaica,
and they
in Jamaica,
fed me with
everybody's
weed.
job is to sell weed to whitey. No matter
Yeah.
But don't fuck
was
with
there
the
anybody
guys that
in
are
Jamaica-
walking up and down the
at any
beach.
profession that didn't also try to sell you weed?
Right. Yeah, don't fuck with the people that are walking up and down the beach trying to sell you drugs or anything. Like those people suck. They're gonna overcharge you and shit. But yeah, if you talk to like your maid or your, you know, cook or whatever,
Right.
he's gonna hook you up.
They're like, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, the first time I went to Jamaica, I bought weed from the guy that literally loaded my bags from the airport into the cab. Like it was just like
the first guy you
know,
saw.
like, which was fine.
that was you. That was your advice.
Like
that
Babs
was
didn't
every
shop
single
around. He
person
was just
I met
like-
tried to sell me weed from that moment on.
yeah.
Yeah. It depends on what vibe you're giving off.
Yeah. Andrew say, "Is this a
Is this a
rerun?"
rerun?
Then the
We've
second
talked about
time,
this
I
before.
was more. I wanted
We
to
have?
be more.
Yeah.
Second time,
'Cause
I
it was
wanted
like
to
when
be
I
more
went to
discreet
Jamaica-
or be more selective. So I
Go ahead, Bab.
guess
You
we got a
good.
pretty bad delay.
Yeah,
So,
you got a delay going on the whole time.
The second time, I was like, "Hey, I want the good stuff." Oh well, I said I want the good stuff, and he goes, "Oh, like my grandfather smoke." And I'm like, "I don't know what your grandfather smokes,
What?
okay?"
Like,
But
no idea.
but I think all the weed in Jamaica, from what I can tell, natural grass. Like I don't. That's all I found there. So no matter where, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's just like dirt weed, but you know. So all right, I guess
There's
we
a
had
lot of
talked
it.
about this before. That's fine.
yeah,
Well, we're
yeah,
rerunning.
because I've never gone, so
I don't think we talked about cruises though, but yeah, I don't know.
I think we talked
Something about being stuck on a boat with a shitload of people, like having no way to escape.
Yeah, I just worry like
It sounds-
one of those boats might get like sunk, like the Lusitania. You know, like we're like, oh, we're on like this cruise and enjoying ourselves, and meanwhile we're like
your
smuggling
cruise ship
weapons
won't
to
be
another
smuggling
proxy
weapons.
war.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully.
Cruise ship won't be
Oh, this
smuggling
crew's actually headed for Ukraine. Like,
weapons. Oh, it's no
a nice
black-
tour, a nice cruise in the Mediterranean, and your cruise ship turns into the USS Liberty. By the, hiya.
hiya.
We got the tour of the behind the scenes. We got to go on the bridge.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
I got to meet the captain.
Oh,
How'd you
alright.
finagle
Got
that?
got to see the
I'm the captain
the
now.
engine
Gonna free now.
controls.
Yeah, did you tell him you're the
It was like a
captain now?
tour. This is a tour we could sign up for. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm the captain.
Did you get to like pull the horn?
We were escorted by the head of security. Security was
Damn.
very tight. Once, like to get into these, like they're like the engine room and the bridge. We were accompanied by the head of security. We had to sign forms. Like it was, like they just don't let anybody in there at a given time. But
Did that cost extra to get
it's
in
quite
there?
civilized. This boat is beautiful. No. You had to sign up for it.
Yeah, and sign a bunch of forms and shit. But that's cool.
But everyone here is the service has been amazing. Like everybody will just do anything. They got people all over the place. Like they're making food 24/7. They're there's just like you ask anybody for anything and nobody said no about anything ever. Like they just take care of whatever you need. Like, oh, where do I put my dirty dishes? Oh, just you leave that on the table. Like you don't like nothing. You don't do anything.
Yeah,
Nice.
see, I don't mind cruise. Everyone knows talk shit about cruise. As long as it's not like fucking trash, then I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I love.
So you're on Virgin?
I would love to be on. Yeah.
I heard Norwegian. Is the. Yeah, we're on Virgin. I heard Josie said Norwegian is maybe the classiest of the scale.
I like to do like one of those. My parents did it.
I don't know.
Years ago. It was. They did one of those Viking river cruises, and
That's
they do
what I
those all
wanted to
throughout
do.
the world. And that's kind of like I think like a good mix. Like, and they went down the Rhine River, so they started in the Netherlands and then stopped in places in Germany and France, and then ended in Switzerland. So it's like, all right, a couple days or like a day, you can bum around like Cologne, Germany, and then another couple days like some town in France, and then another day. But then at night, where you're kind of, I was like, okay, I could get down with that. Like that seems like
That sounds pretty cool.
a good mix. Yeah, where it's kind of like a little bit of both, where it's like, hey, you're out on the water, you're on a boat, cruise, and then like you're stopping in different towns along the way.
Yeah,
I think
like
that
that
would
a
be
lot.
like my vibe, because they do them like everywhere. Like there's like a bunch in Europe, Alaska, I think like even like Southeast Asia, like I don't know, they all over the world they do like these river cruises. So that might be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know, out in the ocean, boat, I don't know. Maybe I just have to experience that, I guess, to see like, is this really something
I like the idea of being somewhere where everybody just takes care of you like that.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt in Jamaica. Was like, you pretty much wherever you go, like someone's come up and like, can I get you a drink? Can I get you this? Can I get you that? That I do like that idea, but
In fact, I don't think I've met a single worker on this boat that's from the U.S. So they all have a good work ethic, and they're all there to do the job.
They're all
Right.
from the Philippines, or like I've noticed
They're
that.
from-
Like,
I
with the
don't-
ship.
I probably met I don't know, at least a dozen countries: Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, other Asian countries, India, South Africa,
Yeah, it's interesting. Like when
Poland, but
the ship,
nobody's from
ship-
Philly working here.
right? What the fuck you
from-
want?
Baltimore.
What do you want on this jaunt, motherfucker?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
What you want, dummy? What you want?
Yeah, what you want, dummy? You want some old bay on that?
Dude, if
dummy?
somebody came up to me on a cruise ship and said that, I'd be jumping over the side.
You want some old
What
bay
you
on
want,
that,
dummy? What can I get you, dummy? All right, peace.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like when the Carnival ship is in Baltimore, and you see like all the workers, and because there's a shopping center and like a Harris Teeter and like a liquor store and everything, like literally like about a half a mile from like the cruise terminal. And when you see the workers walking around, it's like the United Nations, but yeah, they're all yeah, like you said, Babs, it's like a whole plethora of people from all over the world working on those ships. But yeah, what other docks do we want to get into, guys? There's some things on the docket here. I mean, we kind of talked about Hunter
Let's go.
Biden pardon. Where do you
Yeah.
want to go, Jared?
I was gonna say, like, what's going on in Korea? South Korea, rather.
Yeah, I haven't followed it too closely,
Martial
but
law.
I guess the president instituted martial law, or was it the parliament?
No, the president instituted martial law, but then the parliament voted against it by like It was unanimous. It was like 300 votes to 0 or something like that,
Yeah,
or 180 or something like that.
and I was watching videos of like they had South Korean special forces going into the parliament, like breaking in windows and going in all with like optics and fully armed, all like vested out and tactical gear and shit going in. It's like, what is this about?
Sounds like an insurrection.
Right. Sounds like a Jan 6.
Well, yeah, the pretext, I mean, I haven't really dug into this story that much. It seems to have, I don't know, petered out a little bit, but apparently, like, it looks like the president basically went for like a power grab of some type. He basically was saying like, oh, we've got a bunch of North Korean sympathizers. They're trying to overthrow the government. They're anti-state. I need martial law so I can quell the resistance. But
dude, it's
clearly,
crazy.
like, the parliament didn't think that way. So it sounded like he was up to his own shenanigans there. But
I figured this meme would do a little bit more of some numbers, but it's the South Korea meme there, Jared.
this bad boy.
Well, no, that one. This one's pretty good. It's like return to tradition. It's pretty good. Like remember the coup d'etat in was that Thailand or Myanmar?
When the chick's just
Myanmar?
like dancing in front of the
yeah,
tanks.
yeah. But this is video. This is video from South Korea.
This is South Korea.
Yeah, the video.
I'm dying, dude. This made me laugh so hard.
The little Pepe's in the background.
Yeah. But it's the South Korea meme. I'm sorry, Jared. It's that one in there. But this one was I thought this
South
one would
Korea
do,
meme.
meme, yeah, meme. But I thought this one would do some numbers, but it didn't. But we got Kim Jong Il here looking over the DMZ, bunch of undemocratic savages.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't. I don't know. Just guess people couldn't understand the humor, or I don't know their age.
It's just Twitter. That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
It is what it is. But yeah, I
Will
don't
this
know.
bring us any closer to Korean unification?
Who knows? I was watching a pretty interesting. I don't know. I go down rabbit. I come home from work and I'm just like exhausted, and I'm just like go down rabbit holes on YouTube. And I was watching this one guy who I guess he's got like a big travel blog. He's one of your peoples, Jared. Maybe you'll think of him, but yeah.
What do you mean by you people?
He's one of Jared's people. But he apparently he taught in South Korea. Well, he's done many travel videos all across the world, but he taught English in South Korea and I guess picked up Korean over the many years. Because I remember when I was stationed over there, I met like a lot of individuals that would teach English. But anyways, he actually went into North Korea in 2017, like was able to get passport, visa, etc. Did the whole state-sponsored guide and all that, and they're guiding them all around. But since then, like 2017, since COVID, they don't let anybody in. Like that country's on lockdown. So then he went to China, and he went to these towns like right along the Yalu River, like right along the border, the DMZ, where you look across the river and there's North Korea. And, get the binoculars and you can see what's going on. But even like the Chinese were like, yeah, we can't even go over there. But it's weird because there's like these Chinese or there's these North Korean like towns within, or not towns, but like neighborhoods where they're selling North Korean goods. And there's one bridge where like goods and services go across, but then like about maybe 10 miles down the road, they built a new city and with a new bridge and they're like, with that, if they build it, they will come, and nothing has happened and there's no crossings. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. North Korea, that whole thing just fascinates me because it's all the same culture, yet they're like split across like capitalism and communism. It's just, it blows my mind. And then actually going up to the DMZ when I was stationed over there, I mean, that was just a wild experience just seeing it. It's like, what the fuck? Like they're, and it was in that town that he was going to along in China. There's parts of like that's basically where the Great Wall of China starts. And he came across these like Chinese villagers, and you could see North Korea, but it's all like walled off, all not walled, but they have Constantine wire and fences and everything. And he asked them like, "Oh, have you ever been to North Korea? Like you've gone?" They're like, "Oh, years ago." They're like, "Oh, it's like China, but in the 1980s." So I don't know, it's just a time capsule. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to unify them anytime soon, especially after like. Have you been hearing like? I think it's a lot of prop. Well, it could be, but apparently there's North Korean, like some North Koreans fighting in Ukraine, or not in Ukraine, but I guess in that cursed region where
Donbass.
Not Donbass, but in like Kursk.
Oh, I thought you said cursed.
Yeah,
I thought you said curse too.
like cursed,
That
like
cursed region.
cursed region.
Well, I mean, it fits. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, and then I guess there was like a deal. I guess maybe Putin made a deal like, all right, well, maybe we'll start opening up trade, or who knows? I don't know but it just kind of sounds like propaganda, like Western propaganda to like ramp up the North Korean, threat.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to save North Korea is by just doing trade with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
open trade up with North Korea, import as much shit as you can in there, and let their people be like, hey,
wait a minute.
you know what's cool? Like the free market or some version of it.
And that was kind of like this one Chinese woman is like, it's on, it's like a border town. It'd be, just looking across the river, and it's like, oh, that's North Korea. And probably at some time there was more free flow of people, like, people coming and going. And this guy owns a bar, and he's like, oh yeah, some North Koreans come over. So probably the very privileged. And he's like, oh yeah, they just kind of stick to themselves. Like they're culturally, like we don't really, but they kind of just stick to themselves, and, they're good patrons, whatnot. But he's like, oh, my wife has been there many a times. And she was just saying like, oh yeah, I used to be a tour guide. We used to do tours, but now they don't anymore. So it's just, I don't know. And I mean, security cameras everywhere, like all along the Chinese border and everywhere. So you just wonder like what's going on. At what point, like, will that, like you said, Jared, the floodgates just open, and it's like, kind of something like East and West, Germany, or like the final like collapsible wall between two people. But anyway, yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on over there? Yeah, I've noticed that, Brandon. Have y'all noticed more pro-Ukrainian propaganda lately?
No.
I certainly have. I mean, a
In
little
my
bit on
daily
Twitter.
life, not really, but
On maybe like on the Twitters.
Where would I see it?
yeah. I don't use Twitter. I don't use social media. I see, like, I don't really see as many Ukrainian flags in my neighborhood as I used to.
Got to move on to something else.
Thank God for that. But I still see them, and I'm like, oh man, like
It's awful.
No. You know what I don't see? I don't see a lot of
I mean,
Palestinian
at this point,
flags,
if you're still flying the Ukrainian flag, like you are just you're basically just like a weapons contractor.
And you're still it's like you look like you still get booster shots.
Yeah.
My dog, sorry. My
Yeah, I
dog
don't know.
was
There's this
wandering
one flag in my neighborhood that always has, or one house in my neighborhood that always has a flag up of some kind.
What a flag it.
Like, but sometimes it's
around.
like,
Cause of the week.
yeah, well, it's the cause of the week. I think they're also like, what are they? What flag do they always have? Like their standard flag is like the Irish flag or something. I don't know. I can't remember which one it is, but some flag. But then, yeah, for a little bit it was the Ukraine flag. That's down. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not into flying the flags, you know.
Yeah, the only flag I like is the Elkridge flag that I have in my
I do like the
profile.
Maryland flag.
That's
How
pretty
could,
good.
how could you not, man?
But
Although, did you see they changed the Bowie base socks?
I was
to the-
just about to
Hey,
say that,
oh,
dude.
um,
I'm getting one of those hats. I'm getting a hat with that
hate
shit
it.
on
I hate
it.
the new logo.
You hate it?
I think the Maryland flag takes away from it. If it was just like,
I mean, it is a little busy, but it is also kind of badass because it's got
What?
all the best shit from Maryland on it.
Nah, I liked it better when it's just like the sailboat, you know. Because now it's like there's a Southern Maryland blue.
does it have crabs on it?
Yeah.
It's got a blue crab holding a Maryland flag.
It's so dumb.
I think it's cool looking. Flag
And then-
flaggatry
and then-
aside.
What about the
It's a
trash
sport
monster?
flaggatry.
The trash
What
wheel?
about the trash
Trash
eating
wheel.
harbor creature?
I would get that on a
That'd be cool
on a hat. That'd be cool.
Oh hell yeah!
They have a beer that the proceeds go to, like, I guess, support it or whatever. Bowie is big mad over that, says Scott Gearhart. Well, yeah, because they took their name off of it. But whatever, fuck them.
Yeah.
Hey, that's where I'm from, man.
Andrew says God hates flags.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I'm gonna buy a hat or a shirt or something.
You know, I'm a sucker for Maryland things, but I don't like the base.
Hey, so what is
affiliated
the
with the Orioles.
scoop? I heard Jimmy Dore. I heard through the grapevine that Jimmy Dore is
I heard Jimmy Dore.
You sound like a robot, James. we didn't hear your last question.
I think we heard Jimmy Dore might become a member of the LP. Was that it, Babs?
No, I heard he's mad at the LP because of all the Zionists that came to the DC rally,
What
and that he had to be on stage with a bunch of Zionists
What
Why is that the
science?
LP's fault?
at the DC rally, the Trump rally.
Why is that the LP's fault?
He's mad at Angela. I don't know. I just
Well,
heard
did-
this. I'm
did
asking
Angela
you
even
for
organize
if you
that?
guys can shed any light on this, or that's true.
Did
or
you
not.
hear? Did you hear from him? Who told you
Yes.
this? He told you this.
This is just and I haven't heard from him directly. No, I'm
Is
I'm
this-
wondering if
is
there's
this
any
a
evidence.
liberal
Wait, hold on.
party
How much influence did Angela have over that second rally?
Not much over the second rally.
So why would he be blaming it on the LP? And why?
Because everybody blames the LP and Angela. I mean, come
know,
on.
I
That's
like, what the fuck?
that's
dude?
just the trend. Blame
I
the
don't know.
LP
Maybe
and Angela for
Angela's
everything.
the one that maybe Angela's the one that invited him. Angela might have been the one to invite him. I don't know. I'm just saying. I kind of heard some things. I don't. Certainly not enough for me to draw any conclusions on. But I thought maybe you guys had more.
I thought it was just like a fucking Kennedy like stump thing. Wasn't that really the ultimate goal of that thing? Was like
Yeah.
the Make America Healthy Again shit, and then let's siphon all these votes to Trump. That was like the whole. That was the whole goal.
Strategic.
Well,
If Jimmy Dore
I
didn't
just
see that, then he is a fucking idiot.
I just
'Cause
messaged.
I saw
Angela.
that.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
You messaged who?
Angela.
Speaking
I
of
was Rumor is Jimmy Dore's mad at you.
speaking
Don't
of
implicate
everybody
me.
mad at the
Yeah.
LP.
No, I didn't blame you.
If we had money we didn't know what to do with, I think we should have maybe considered tabling at the inaugural Liberal Party convention in where is it? Nebraska, Otto? Where is this?
Would they fly us out?
What the liberal? Oh, the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
That's in Texas, man.
Or is it? I thought Nebraska. I don't know.
What's that?
It's all the losers. It's like the loser McLosertons. All the people that just left the party over the past couple years. The Cato types, the Beltway types, the Prague fags.
They fled to
a lot
Nebraska.
No,
Uh,
it's in Texas.
Are you sure, Otto? Or is I think your maptism's off. I could have swore
No,
I
it's
saw.
not. It's in
Pull up the-
Houston,
pull up-
Texas.
pull
It's
up
in
the
Austin or
PRL.
Houston, Texas.
I think we posted it.
It's not Nebraska.
Did we
What are we
I'm telling
posting?
you.
I think Otto posted it on PRL. He just
Oh yeah, go on the
quote
Twitter.
tweeted.
Hold on, Scott
LOL.
says it was cost sharing and Kennedy people probably paid for it. Angela got Rage Against
Rage
War
Against-
Machine 2 on. Yeah.
The
I mean,
friends
that's
of
his
Pog.
fault for being an idiot, dude.
Yeah.
I saw that shit from a mile away.
Yeah, you're right. It's in Houston this weekend. Bummer. I really wanted to
you.
go.
Wait, Otto's baptism?
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Baptism minute. Yeah, there it is.
Kaboom.
So it was here. Here. Let me pull up the docs, Jared. I got nice. Yeah. So here is the.
Bab just chuckling in the background.
Here's the flyer. Let me bring it up here. Here we go. I got it here. I got it.
The flyer.
Present. Here, share screen. Boom. There it is. Look at these goofies. The Liberal Party.
The
Wow.
inaugural organizing national convention, reviving liberalism with Project Liberal.
Look at these goofies.
Why do
Alright, hold on,
liberals
pause
insist
it,
on
pause.
putting so many fucking words on their fucking propaganda?
Pause.
You know?
They're retarded.
Oh
Real
my
quick.
God.
Real quick, James.
Oh my God. Look at those people.
Angela said that Jimmy Dore promoted it knowing the lineup, and she said, unless I hear him say he's mad at me, I'm not inclined to believe it.
Yeah, Babs, don't be spreading this
Okay, good.
misinformation and disinformation.
Yeah, Scott,
Yeah.
if you heard anything, let us know in the chat. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Anyways,
that's why I
back to
wanted you
Andy
guys to clear
Craig.
it up.
It's Gay Fest.
Yeah, I don't know.
3 of the most effeminate men I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. One of which is gay, one which is hiding in the closet, and the other one is a Fed who has
The other
ridiculously
has some kind of
attractive
Colonel Sanders fetish.
Which one's which?
What's with
You
the
take
what's
guess.
what's the buffalo
the gay,
mean?
the closet guy, because that's
The gay, the closeted, and the Fed. Which one's
The
which?
Fed. You guys pick. You guys choose.
And the Colonel
Which one's
Sanders.
the Fed? Which one's gay? Which one's in the closet?
Fed, Andy Craig,
Nah. he's
gay
too
Joshua
retarded to get
equal.
No,
No.
Josh has a.
I'm going to say they're all gay, and Andy's the Fed.
Oh no.
Let's put it
Andy
You ever heard of a
Gay.
beard, dude? You ever heard of a
Andy's
beard?
gay. Tyler's in the closet, and Josh is the Fed.
I think they all have. I think they're all compromised, and at any given time, the CIA is like, "Look, you get out there, you disrupt the LP because you wouldn't want to see these pictures." Tyler Howers,
How many people do you think are showing up to that thing?
5, maybe 10.
We should go.
It's this weekend though.
Well,
I know I got a party to go to, but
I got more important things
but
to
it's
do.
for liberals.
For classical liberals,
classical liberals.
Yeah. So these are all the
American
goofies.
public is going to distinguish that. Fucking retards! I swear, they are so stupid. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Live life liberally. That's what it says.
Well, like, it's a non sequitur because it's liberal, but yet they're white males. Like what?
Ah.
yeah, but one's gay and the other one's closeted. So
Maybe I'm presuming that they're white males, but I'm just based
Yeah,
on the
well, you
way
don't. Have you
they're
asked how they
themselves.
identify?
who cares? I don't want to talk to any of them.
Let me,
Yeah, I want to be a fly on the wall at this place,
Well, I wish them.
but only for like 5 minutes.
I
till...
just hope they have a great time. That's I just want everyone to have fun. Why not?
How about
Also, why are you having your convention after the
But
election?
they got a cute buffalo logo. It's cute.
Why would you have your convention after the election?
live life liberally? This was so this was funny. This was Project Liberal put this out, and so that's equal the Fed's shit. Just within the last year, the Libertarian Party and its leadership have supported ending a woman's right to vote. That's based. Hanging the scientist who developed the COVID vaccine.
Where are you reading this?
Totally support
That was Alex.
Yeah, I totally.
So they're just reading the PRL Twitter. Is that the?
Yeah, telling prominent African American activists to go back to Africa. That was not the party. That was one individual. Anyways, decrying Ukraine's right to defend itself. Okay. Equating Volodymyr Zelensky to Adolf Hitler. Unleashing the police on homeless people. Based. An anti-war rally with explicitly pro-Russia, pro-invasion speakers. Cozying up to anti-Semitic LaRouche cult. Promoting racist conspiracy theories like German New Medicine. Attacking members of LGBTQI.
What's the German New Medicine?
I know, right? Like, what are we talking about here? Now I want to like Google this some more. I want to like look into this. Attacking members of the
I think it's because we're against
LGBTQI+.
eugenics. I think it's an anti-eugenics.
It's a pro-eugenics conference.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Who knows?
Oh, I found
What
something
right
crazy.
there? That whatever that European German. I don't know what that was.
So there was a reel I saw. I never looked into the validity of this, but this guy doesn't put out like fake shit. So it was a contact. We talks about like crazy history. He talks about like one of this pro eugenicist that was like back in the 19 like had a child like specifically like from like gene breeding thing in 1914, and like her daughter ended up being like a scholar at Harvard or something, and because she was so genius at the age of 18. And but like her mom was so like domineering and like controlling that when she started to have interest in a man, like she got jealous, or in 1933 she shot and killed her daughter. And she said like when something you create becomes like imperfect, like you have to like your experiment, whatever, you have to end it or something. And I'm like, that sounds like a eugenicist talking. Like,
Yeah.
if that was her quote, I'm like, I wish I had the back. I literally saw it last night as I was going to bed. I was like, oh, that sounds about right.
Wait, who is this again?
It was some woman, some pro eugenicist back
Yeah,
in
it's
the
just
early
it's
1900s.
just a late term abortion.
Right.
It's a late term abortion.
Yeah, if someone knows about it, Scott might know. I don't know. Someone might know about it. Andrew doesn't know because Andrew's just a shit talker. That's all he wants to do. Brandon's cool. We got we got some heavy hitters in this. Oh, so I have a drunk. Scott says I have drunktism. Gonna shut up and listen. Oh, Scott, we love you. God, I wish I was drunk.
Yeah, what's going on, man? You don't stop at the beer store on the way home?
I mean, it is like the nativity fast, but
Fast. Well,
yeah,
it's liquid bread.
I know, but you're not supposed to have alcohol. Only on weekends, a little bit. But anyway, I probably would have got a drink anyway but there's no beer in the house. There's no alcohol. There's nothing good. I've been really getting like I had whiskey sours. I had this really fucking good whiskey sour at this place in Catonsville called Franco's. It's like this pizza place, like Italian.
Oh, I've been there. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's so good. And like they had I had this crab some crab pasta. I don't know. It was like $30, but it was fucking good. It had like massive chunks of crab in it, like real
Nice.
crab, and it was like this spaghetti sauce, linguine. Yes, crab linguine. And
Yeah,
so they had these whiskey. So they had like this special fall themed whiskey sour with like cinnamon and shit and like caramel, and I was like, this is so good. Like I love whiskey sours.
Hmm.
And then come to find out, like that's what my grandparents loved. Thought that was weird. I'm like, oh, makes sense. It's in the blood. But yeah, whiskey sours. I gotta get some more of them. Sorry, I couldn't make the party. I would just.
No, it's all right. It's kind of I think everybody was like either sick or out of town. So it was
Dude,
kinda
everyone's sick. There's so much shit going around right now. Like
What do you
my
think's
wife's
going
talking
on?
about it. Like she's like, so many people are in the emergency room having diarrhea or throwing up. She's like, this is so
Damn.
bad. And like my
So-
daughter has like today was her last day of taking antibiotics for.
Who goes to the emergency room for diarrhea? Like old people?
Yeah, who the
Well,
fuck?
can't control it, can't stop it, nothing's working. They're getting dehydrated. She was like, yeah, it's that bad.
Oh wow. Well,
Nonstop
so-
vomiting, nonstop diarrhea. I'm like, hey, but
I
it's
don't know,
going
guys.
around.
So there might be something. So new virus is about to drop in 2025. So Jared, you want to
Let's go.
This is remember this guy? He's been kind of like hiding out, and I think a lot of these like Fauci? Acolytes,
Yeah.
and all these individuals have been kind of hiding out because I think they know their time is numbered. But
short.
What is it called?
it's in there. New virus is about to drop in 2025.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, so this was one of Fauci's acolytes or
Henchmen.
Henchmen going out there spreading fear. Dr. Peter Hotez, and this is him on
this guy.
Listen to this. This is on MSNBC. Just
Here's the reason why we need to care
go.
about this
He
stuff.
needs to go.
Nicole, is that we have some big picture
dude is
stuff
evil.
coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Mr. Bloomberg mentioned H5N1. That I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry. We're seeing sporadic human cases, no human-to-human transmission yet, but that could happen. It's in the cattle, it's in the milk, and that's just the beginning. We have another major coronavirus likely brewing in Asia. We've had SARS in 2002, SARS-2, COVID-19 in 2019, and we know these viruses.
Sounds like he's like advertising like his restaurant. Like we got
Right.
we got H1N1 brewing in the southeast.
Yeah, we got.
Like,
Brandon says,
What do you want?
Do this.
Are jumping
virus,
from bats to people thousands of times a year, but there's still more. We know
Bats. The
that
bats.
we have a big
Still running with
problem with
bats.
mosquito-transmitted viruses all along the Gulf Coast, where I am here in Texas. So we're expecting
Guys just leaked the
dengue and possibly Zika virus coming back, or a Puche virus, maybe even yellow fever, and there's more.
Oh
then
my
we
God.
have
Probably Bill
all
Gates
these
can
other-
help us.
I mean,
with some
imagine
genetically
living
modified mosquitoes and release them on the public.
Dude, he gave a bill. But wait, there's more.
My father-in-law has
back a
yellow
little
fever.
bit, Jared.
vaccine preventable disease, Puche virus,
back.
maybe even yellow fever. And there's more. Then we have all this sharp rise in vaccine preventable diseases going up
There's
because
more.
of, in part, the anti-vaccine activism that's so prominent right now. We have a 5-fold rise in pertussis cases, whooping cough over the last year, 15 measles outbreaks this year. We've got polio that's been in the wastewater in New York State. All that's going to come crashing down on January 21st on the Trump administration. We need a really, really good team to be able to handle this.
So he knows exactly the date all this is like.
Yeah, literally, Trump gets it.
As soon as we put it in the water, I mean, as soon as it gets into the water.
Yeah, they're okay. So, if anything,
On January 26th.
okay, if anything, okay. So all these Lolberts are just dunking on Angela and dunking on the LNC and dunking on those that may or may not have voted
Otto.
for Trump. But
Racist Otto.
racist Otto. But yeah, RFK is a threat to this establishment, and he's a threat to the food industry, the vaccine industry. He's a threat to the money, the advertising that's going into. I mean, the fact that the United States is one of 2 countries in the world that allow pharmaceuticals to be advertised on television, and that's the only thing that's funding this mainstream propaganda. That's the only thing like funding this fucking dickhead going on MSNBC. Who the fuck still watches MSNBC? The only thing that's propping them up is the pharmaceutical advertisements. And RFK was on a podcast a couple weeks, like I guess a week or 2 ago, and the 3 things he was going to go after, that he was going to talk to basically open up the books on the VAERS report to showing that the actual data of people that are vaccine industries, that are injured. I developed a peanut allergy. I developed this, that, whatever. Well, that's a vaccine injury, and these companies need to be held liable for their products. Number 2, removing the advertisement directly.
But hold on, wasn't part of the consent when you got it, according to them, is that you consented to whatever side effects?
No, not if you're transparent, and not if they're not being transparent on the VAERS report. If they're not transparent of the hey, this product's harmful, and it's been going on for years. So RFK is a threat to the food industry, to the vaccine, to the pharmaceutical industry, and they are running scared because you see nonstop you hear this the
I mean, Zika's
propaganda
coming
from
back
the
in
mainstream.
January, guys.
Yeah, you hear
You heard it here
like,
first.
I think it's
yeah.
an
I mean, they're
I think it's an op to bring you back in to restore faith in these hopeless institutions that are so hopelessly corrupted, never to be recovered, never to be trusted again. No matter whether we get the right guy in there like RFK Jr. who's gonna fix them, he's gonna fire those bad people. Bull fucking shit. This stuff is captured. It's gonna stay captured, and there's no way they're going to be like we're going to take on the pharmaceutical industry. No, they're not. I mean,
plant-based makes a good point.
It's
like,
not going
look,
away.
Yeah, I mean, too many people are looking to him as a savior, and I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, it's because of all this hysteria.
Yeah, but he thinks salad's good food, so we can't really trust everything plant-based says.
I mean, yeah, you can find good food, right? I mean,
it takes the heat off abolishing these institutions.
Like, we don't want a nanny state that's like, oh, here's what's good to eat. Listen to us. That's how we got in this problem in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You gotta stop looking at government. Yeah, you gotta stop looking at government for guidance on how to feed yourself and your family. You look at science, and you look at like what actually works for you as a person, as an individual.
The same people that shoot depleted uranium at children do not give a fuck about the additives in your food. They don't.
Right.
Good point. Solid point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know. Maybe I'm just somewhat optimistic. Don't want to be so pessimistic all the time that maybe we're going in a right direction. I mean, if anything, these things are being put out in the open.
Well, yeah, I think the best thing you can hope for is like the general consciousness of these. Like, the more people learn, listen, maybe hear about RFK, and they're like, oh, he's talking about like food. Like, I haven't really thought about what I'm eating. Like, maybe I should look into some of this shit.
Or like, why the fuck don't these vaccine companies have liability? Like, they could literally like shit in a vaccine and they're not going to be held accountable. Like, they could literally like piss in vials and do whatever the fuck, put whatever they want in there, and they're never going to be held accountable, held liable. Like, wait, what? Like, so there are positives now. Whether anything comes about it, well, probably not. Maybe small little changes, but nothing like the system's still going to exist. But if more people keep opting out and are aware and conscious, and people kind of open up to it, like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? If more people, the mainstream media just listening to clips on like No Agenda, dude, they are fucking so scared about like that parents are just kind of like, yeah, you know what? We're not getting those vaccines. We're not doing that anymore. No.
Any vaccines?
Any. Like, and that's why they're
not a good idea.
Dude, it is. Because the thing is, now you look at it, Jared, think about it.
Until somebody like RFK, see, they bring in RFK, and RFK will bring them back in vaccines. Well, like, RFK now says it's okay. So now we've fixed it. Like, whoo, thank God I can trust government again. And it sets us back another 20 years.
No, I mean, I look at it anecdotally, and I look at it my life and then
yeah, but that's not the way to look at something like vaccines.
No, but it is, because you look at how much. Do you look at the vaccine? Do you look at how much, like, children, like how many they're getting?
How many lives have been saved through some vaccines?
How many?
I mean, yes, not all vaccines.
Like, how many kids are retarded since?
I mean, show me the link, dude. Show me the scientific documents that prove this. Can you read them? Can you actually understand them? Or is it some dude on Twitter?
But when you
dude on Twitter,
I'm just looking at it. Like, I look at it like you look at.
You had no vaccines growing up?
No, I did, but not nearly as
Why
many
do you think I'm autistic?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're all autistic, but I mean, aside from that,
You look at
is it
peanut
such a bad
allergies,
life?
And
Look
you
at
know what you
peanut
can do?
allergies.
Like, look at all the allergies. Look at all these kids that are like
I mean,
retarded.
They literally
Like,
use
can't
peanuts
even
in
function.
vaccines, and they want to
And
know
then
why
it's
like
like-
kids now, if they sniff a peanut, they die. Like
The ADD.
Well, no, exposure is what helps you avoid peanut allergies. Like now yes, that's how allergies work. Is when you
No,
are
you're
not
right.
exposed, you develop an allergy to it. The idea is to give your kids as much peanut butter as possible. Now, I don't know about the peanut butter vaccine.
The autism
But the-
counter has been reset to 0.
Yep.
That's
But
just
every
big
time we
peanuts
say
talking.
"Welcome to punk rock
That's big.
libertarians," it goes back to 0.
Yeah, I'm being paid by. My GIF check is in the mail. Mom's like you.
I mean, I'm just looking at it like
Dunkaroo peppers.
The amount of autism that has increased over the past like 2 decades, and then you look at the vaccine schedule.
But
There's
that's-
a correlation
that's-
there.
Also parallels the rise of the LP.
Well, yes, but
It also parallels the rise of chemicals in your food. I mean, we could
right,
blame
exactly.
it on other, like, I don't know. To blame it on a vaccine is
it's a contributing factor, and you're right, Jared. The food, the shit in the water, the chemicals.
Well,
that are
and it
turning
could be
the
food.
kids
Yeah,
gay.
foods, vaccines,
But-
everything. It's the microplastics in your balls. It's all happening. You know,
Microplastics.
like it's
Am I
all
the one who
taking its
doesn't believe
toll.
in microplastics? I don't even
Lower
believe that shit.
testosterone rates, lower birth
lie.
rates.
Yeah, I mean,
Microplastics
clearly, look
is
at the
a lie,
Liberal
but
Party.
people
It's too
That's
small
like
to
oil.
see. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
The
against
Liberal
lower
Party
birth rates.
convention. Going
There's a
back
lot of
to
fucking retards out here.
going
so,
back to that.
Less of
Liberal
them, the
Party,
better.
A lot of retards in this podcast.
Going back
Yep.
to that Liberal Party promo. I mean, that's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
proof number one that like low T, like there's chemicals in the water turning like the LP gay. I mean, look at these goofies out here having a convention.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Maybe the chemicals in the water.
Sometimes you
were
can
our
notice
friends
that like
all
certain kids have problems.
That
Like
too.
I've noticed certain like socialization problems with my daughter. And other
I think that's
and other
the
kids
fucking-
at the same age group kind of had the same problems. And I'm thinking like, you know, what I'm saying is these kids are born under the same vaccine groups and they show similar symptoms like across different, you know, like kids born.
So
at the
wait,
same
your
time,
daughter
they're gonna
has
get a lot of
no-
the same schedule. And I think
Your
I
daughter
think
has
it's-
no vaccines?
No, she did get vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, but based on the time period she was born, like in 2006, right? Like kids were getting a certain, you know, schedule. Like it, you know, like go back, advance 4 years, it's going to be a different schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Another 4 years, it's going to, you know, because it just keeps changing, right? They just keep adding and adding and adding and adding.
like it's for
and,
example, like
So
for
I mean,
example,
yeah, maybe
like,
some
I'm
of that,
old
maybe
enough-
some
might
of
be able
that
to
is
start
unnecessary.
grouping symptoms.
Yeah, like all I'm saying, Jared, like I'm not saying all vaccines, but I'm also saying like, for example, I'm old enough to know like I had chickenpox, and my parents were like, "I had chickenpox." My sister got chickenpox. My cousins, everybody, we got chickenpox. We all lived. Now it's like, oh, your kid like literally is like a month old, barely just came out of the womb. Like here's the chickenpox vax. Well, why do you need that? Like, I got chickenpox. I survived. Like, there's literally like episodes of the fucking Brady Bunch where they're like, well, the whole Brady Bunch got the measles. And now it's like, you got to get the measles. You got to get it. It's like,
I mean, I don't think you want kids getting the measles, dude. I don't think that's a
maybe
good
not the
idea.
measles.
And then
There's something else like hot. Like, I forget. But
No.
there was like a Brady Bunch episode where it's just
Smallpox.
like,
It was Brady Bunch got
Smallpox.
smallpox. And
Brady
or-
Bunch gets
no, they all had yellow fever.
Yeah.
or yellow fever, or like, I don't know, something. But there's a time
They all
where
went
it's
to
like,
the wet market and ate bat, and then they came down with.
Brady Bunch eats the bats at the wet market. Oh, Alice. Do. But like,
Well, I mean-
Sam didn't give him a good cut of the bat wing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't have like stacks of evidence on all the different vaccines that are out there, but you also have to note that things like viruses do mutate, right? Viruses do mutate, and that means that they might require different vaccines or different amounts of vaccines.
Meh. I think it's all bullshit. Like, I'll never get a fucking flu vaccine ever.
No, I mean flu
If I
vaccine.
were
I
having
don't.
kids
no.
now, If I were having kids now, I think I would go no vaccines at all because I just can't trust
Same.
the people putting them out. I'd have to do a
Same.
hell of a lot more research and maybe find a couple ones to include, but it would be default to hell no until absolutely proven otherwise. But because I just can't trust them. We just can't trust them anymore. And they will. They don't care how many people die. They don't care what the side effects are. They don't care about any of that stuff. And this is now just fact.
It's definitely, and
So
they're
funny.
captured. They're captured
She didn't
by
have a
it.
social security number. Of course, she missed some vaccines.
The fact that like if you don't
Hey, Scott's on the side of reason and rationality here. He says, I think a lot of the autism diagnosis is increased screening for different personality and thought processes.
No.
Is it also not just like an indictment on like the education system? You know how they all of a sudden it was like everyone has ADD, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's just because you're fucking boring as shit and you don't know how to teach, and this whole like authoritarian system you have in place doesn't work for
Schools have gotten
people
worse.
that actually have like free thought.
Wait, you can't just sit here, kids, for a whole hour with death by PowerPoint. Like, what's wrong with you, kids?
Right. So, I mean, I think autism might be the continuation of this.
But it could be.
What is
that.
Babs
But it's
trying to say
also
here?
the teachers going, Johnny can't sit still. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
And then Big Pharma steps up and says, we can help you, school teachers. We can turn each unruly child into a lifelong patient. And here's some Adderall. And then like, wait a minute, or Ritalin, isn't that kind of like meth? Yeah, just give it to your kid.
Yeah.
And just start. These are become profit centers. So to call a kid ADD or this or on a spectrum or something, there's always a reason. Like, oh, here's your med, here's your thing. Like
Your
these
kid has
little kids are getting this stuff. It's a terrible.
Or back in the day, it was like, okay, you go to
there
gym
side
class and you
effects?
play dodgeball and you get all that out. And like, but now it's like, well, gym class, we can't do dodgeball because that's aggressive and it's inclusionary and it's bullying and we don't do that anymore. But I
mean, I think the whole system, I mean, it's just, sitting a kid down at a desk for 8 hours a day is unnatural. It's just not how kids are meant to behave. So I mean, some of them, some people are more easily curbed, right? But the people that aren't, well, they've got ADD, they've got, hysteria or whatever the fuck term they want to use nowadays.
I don't know.
You know what? I
fucking-
wish they had invented what was the like authority defiance disorder? Like literally it's like won't obey.
Yeah. Wait, was this in like the 50s or something?
Yeah.
Doctor, you
No,
won't
respect
obey.
authority.
Give me a prescription.
Yeah, I mean, half of like
No,
the
it's a
DSM is
current
just
one. It's like oppositional defiant.
oppositional defiance disorder. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, half of like the
Yeah, right.
DSM is like just you reacting to like a fucking clown world is basically what it is. It's like, oh, you can't just take clown world on the fucking nuts. Like you must have a mental disorder.
Oh, drapetomania is what they.
have
that's
some-
what they said.
have some Adderall.
Slaves had drapetomania whenever they kept trying to escape. It was like a medical term because they didn't want to be slaves.
Yeah.
It's called
Exactly.
drapetomania.
It's always that kind of shit. So
I
yeah,
don't know.
any kind of
Absolutely
medication
ADD.
and medicating against that shit, I'm like 1,000%
Dude,
against
the only
that.
time I've ever felt like a normal human being is when I was on Adderall. Like when I was prescribed Adderall. I
Dude,
can't
there's
focus
certainly
on it.
There's
I have not been
certainly
able to focus since I've been off Adderall.
well, you should get some Adderall, dude.
Well, I can't.
Why? You're an adult.
I mean, unless you guys know it's a good dealer. Like, I mean,
You can't go to your doctor, and you could get Adderall from your doctor.
I think I
could just
maybe
phone
I
a
could, I don't
doctor.
know. I don't know.
Dude, just get it from your kid's school teacher.
Yeah. Just have your kid go in, say she has ADHD, and then give you the pills. Go to the school nurse. Smoke Adderall right now. Yeah. Can you just crush up some Adderall and snort it on camera? Scott says we are very familiar with oppositional defiance disorder and LPMD. We are dull to it.
Dull's such a fucking bitch. What a bitch, dude. He's talking shit. Oh god, like that guy can go fuck all the dildos. I don't know.
It's not even worth talking about him.
No.
Wow, this is who's who?
He's
This
just a
clown we
very
used to have on the podcast a long time ago.
back in the basement, and maybe never remote, but in the
The one who
basement.
recruited Otto to join.
Oh, he did not recruit me to join anything.
He didn't recruit you?
him. No. Fuck no, he didn't recruit me. Matter
He
of fact,
recruited Alex.
I tried to recruit. Yeah, I guess well, Alex had his own ways in. I tried to recruit him, and he was like, didn't even like want to look at me. He was like, ew. And then he sent me like this weepy message like a few months later. We're like, I love to jump on. I heard you're affiliated with the Mises Caucus. I would love to get affiliated with that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, suck my dick. I'm like, fuck off.
Did he suck it?
Yeah,
No, he didn't. 'Cause I didn't ask him.
yeah. It's just like
Anyway.
typical. It's not worth talking about. It's really not.
Nope.
Very, very, very sad person.
Very sad.
We got any other topics to talk about? Oh, Jared, you want to show this NFL commentary video? Babs will love this one.
Yeah, let's take it out on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
This is old. This is an old video.
Yeah, it's old, but it's making the rounds.
Yeah. So,
Or I think it's got more shit. This video has like more shit in it.
yeah, this has some recent. So, I think it was Chrissy Marr guest mini about a year
Wait,
ago.
this is Chrissy Marr in this?
No, she
No,
just
she just
reposted
Oh,
it from
I was
just
something.
gonna say,
reposted
I'm
it.
like, I didn't think that was Chrissy
She
Marr.
just reposted it, but this is.
Hold on,
pretty
get rid
good.
of this banner here.
Oh,
You can get
get
rid
out
of
of
it.
here. Here, I'll get it. I got it. Wait, where am I at? Private jet. Yeah.
There's a guy coming right in your face, and you
Hold on.
So it's football
have
Sunday.
to
And
like
you've been
when there's
reading
a guy
too many
coming right in your
romance
face, and he just sits in there and delivers it.
We got guys coming down his face.
Feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
Tyrell Williams. He beats.
Needed 2 thrusts to get it in.
Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. He almost didn't know what to do. Got 5 inches on him, but somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game, too.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
I remember hearing that one live.
I think their D's been fine.
I think their D has really probably performed above expectations coming in.
Is a thick wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
Everybody loves Dick around this.
It's the comment.
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face, and you just sit.
Football is gay. I remember hearing the sucking these balls one live. I was like, did he really just fucking say that shit?
Fuck. It's like, oh man.
Oh boy. Well, I guess this about ends it for this week. I'm getting tired. So, but yeah. So
Very nice.
everybody, thank you guys for joining. I love when there's many people in the after
Yeah.
hours.
Enjoy
Oh, yeah.
your rest of your cruise
It's a
there,
party
Bab.
in here, baby.
Yeah, enjoy the cruise, man. Don't sink. Don't hit any fake mines if you're if you're docked in Havana. Don't hit. Make sure your boat doesn't hit any fake mines or whatever. Sportstism minute. Yeah, I love sports. Football. But all right, cool.
Love the
Well,
sports.
Sorry. See, there you go. I need some Ritalin. Need some Adderall. Keep me focused. But yeah. So until next time, everybody, live free.
Or die.
There you go.